You are the ones who we want to concentrate on because you know Jasper, you know Mount Judy, you know Vendor, all those places you've been to, you're living them, you have relatives here. You're the ones that we want to concentrate on because you're the leaders of this community. You're the ones that have planted your families here and have outmassed them a lot of small other places. So we honor you because you're here. Now, I'm not going to say I come from Newton County and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about Newton County. I'm not from Newton County. I don't plan or try to say that I know everything there is about Newton County. I want to know. I want to know more about Newton County, Jasper, Pelster, Vendor, and Mount Judy. I want to know because that's in our area. Boone and Newton County are our areas that we concentrate on. We have Marion County and Baxter County on the other side. And Boone and Newton is my concentration. So this is my home as well as Harrison. So I want to know as much about this area as I can, and I'll know it from you. Can't get that education, can't get that history from a 20-year-old that's not been here for 20 years. So we rely on you, the leaders of this community, to bring us other leaders just like yourself.
And one thing too is that when Tom was saying earlier about what we have as we age, what you have is common sense. It's something that you grow and you learn and you raise children and you begin to know and you learn things as parents and grandparents and great-grandparents. You know how to raise children with common sense. What we do in CASA and what happens to children is when they come into the child welfare system, it's because their parents may have lacked common sense. They just didn't know. There was a neglect issue, there was an abuse issue. They didn't know how to deal with a child who may be having a tantrum at 2 years old, and so they smack the child instead of doing something else, finding another alternative. And sometimes they don't need to just have those children pulled away and never return home. What they need is someone to say, here's some common sense tools on how to deal with a 2-year-old child. Or a 14-year-old girl. We all know that 14-year-old girls are a very, very interesting group of people. And they require a special set of skills, and we are not born knowing those. We don't just automatically know how to deal with a 14-year-old girl, but someone who's been there and done it before, they can have some very good advice on how to do that. And what you have is that advice and that common sense and that background and that history, and this is your community, and these are your children. These are your grandchildren, these are your community members' grandchildren, these are people within your community that you need to take an ownership of, that these are your people. And we want to make sure that you are involved in the lives of your people.